I'm Laura Smith, and I'm 57 years old. I had been exploring facial surgery, particularly my eyes, for probably a 12-month time period, seriously. I didn't ever leave one thinking that that's what I would do. So when I heard him on a podcast, I was like, wow, he's kind of talking my language. And even more than that, you know, his own preparation he does prior to surgery was really impressive. But it was when I started following him on Instagram and I could see his before and afters that I was like, that's an option for me, because it just doesn't look like you had surgery. It looks like you just turned the clock back. I had a lot of droopy eyelid skin, particularly on the sides, and the left side was worse than the right. I love my mother and I love my grandmother, but I noticed they had it too, and I was like, oh, I think, you know, I'm just not gonna have those tight upper eyes like some people do. And that was when I would look in the mirror and feel really like negative. And I'm just such a positive person. I feel like I generally find the good, but looking in myself in the mirror was beginning to make me feel bad about myself and just not like how I felt. I looked tired, I looked old, and not that I don't want to look old, but I just don't need to have it be in the form of saggy skin, right? Like I still have some wrinkles and I still have all the things that make me look like me, but just not the big bags under my eyes. You know, I've looked around and seen people who have maybe done their face and not their neck, and you can tell, and I don't really mean that in a judgmental way, but it was a good thing for me to kind of see. Yeah, my eyes would be 15 years younger, let's say 10, but the rest of my face wouldn't. So it just really made sense once I started talking to him about doing part or all of it. The clinic was amazing. I mean, from really the first phone calls and my video chat with Dr. Chesnut, then meeting even from the front desk people to the people in surgery, they put together a package that is from my perspective. So everything I needed was really well thought out, and I don't know that I really had to ask for anything. It was really an amazing experience. I was kind of all into this, and I thought, you know, if I'm gonna have this done, I'm gonna do the recovery thing. So I did hyperbaric, red light, IV therapy. I did really get nothing but positive feedback in my recovery, like, you really don't look very swollen, even though I felt like I was. And I think all those things helped. You know, I had planned to kind of be homebound, and I was glad I did. I still pretty much did everything that I usually do. I just was home a lot and just kind of took that time to be really intentional about rest and recovery and self-care. I did have a wedding at 3.5 weeks, and I had to go. It was a dear friend's son, and it was fine. I didn't have anybody look at me strange. The few girlfriends that knew said, you look fine. But I would have been happier, could it have just been 1 more week? So, and then I really was like out and about without sunglasses or a hat or anything, and I felt really comfortable. So for me, I would say a month. Yeah, there's no denying I feel a whole lot better about myself and the way I look. I try to explain this. It's not really about vanity and feeling like I look beautiful, even though a random stranger came up to me the other day and said how beautiful I look and how beautiful my skin is, which, you know, was amazing. I look like I feel, right? Like I look in the mirror and I look like my eyes are energized and kind of vibrant and ready to go. So I just think it's just made me be a happier person. You won't find a better surgeon, in my opinion. It's worth everything. He's so hands-on. I'm so impressed that he's at the visits taking pictures and really interacting and cares about my recovery. And you know, I know how much he cares about doing surgery based on all the personal work he does. So you're just not gonna find a better surgeon. I doubt there's anybody that's been under his care that's not loved the outcome.